Welcome back, everybody. As you can see, we have an egg box here, and I'll be pulling the female out here in a minute. This will be our best chance at hitting DG clowns this year. I have 4 DG clowns that are adult size. 3 of them are being bred, including this one that just laid. But only one, this is the one that really took off when I started breeding it. One of them's still sort of not ready. The other 2 are currently breeding, but I haven't witnessed, there's like 1 lock on this female and 3 locks on the other female, but their follicles aren't growing real fast. But I had the OD vanilla clown het DG female lay a couple weeks ago, so we'll have 2 DG clown clutches in the incubator, including this female's. This clutch doesn't look very big, which kind of stinks. First time mom, I purchased a bunch of DG clowns from Chimera last year, probably about a full year ago, and they were about 500 grams at that time, and they've all grown very nicely. This one is a pastel Enchi DG clown, and I'll get her up here so you can see her a little better. The eggs look okay, they're not very big. I was kind of hoping, she's a nice size female, so I was actually kind of hoping for a nicer clutch out of her. But so that's what she looks like. She's a beautiful snake. And the dad is a double het DG clown, and he's red stripe, yellow belly, and leopard. So this clutch obviously gives us the best chance at hitting a DG clown. Unfortunately, she only laid a small clutch, and with a double visual DG clown to a double het, I believe I'm doing math right, it's a 25% chance of hitting a DG clown, which means there's only going to be 1 in this clutch if we hit the odds correctly. Which, you know, could be worse, assuming these are all okay. I'm not, you know, very, I would say, optimistic about hitting 1 in this clutch, you know, but then I could hit 4 and be really lucky. But the cool thing is, because I'm dealing with, you know, like a double visual DG clown, at the very worst, everything's double het DG clown. I can't get anything worse than that in terms of recessives. And on top of that, I mean, half of them should still be clown, and the other half should be DG. So, you know, there's a good chance that none of these things are just double hets. There's a good chance that they're going to be DG het clown or clown het DG. And obviously, there's the hope that we hit some double visuals in there. So it's not the worst thing in the world. That's kind of why I always say that you maybe want to try to work with, you know, visuals when you can. These things are glued down here to the bottom of this tub. There we go. See, they're not the biggest eggs in the world, so you know, not huge. I wish they were a little bigger, but they look like they're okay. They're fully formed. Let me get her away, just so I can pay attention to the eggs real quick. Well, actually, so, you know, when you're working with a recessive project, a double recessive project, if you can work with visuals, it's better, because it at least guarantees that that gene passes along. Now, I have some ball python genetics for dummies videos. If you look back on my channel, I think I maybe have it in a playlist. And I can redo that playlist and make updated videos if people need to, explaining the difference between codoms and recessives and things like that. But when you're working with hets, let's say you have 100% het animal, you know, with snakes, there's a 50% chance that it's passing on that het, which means that basically half the clutch should be het clown, and the other side of the clutch, the other 50%, would not be het clown. Whereas when you're working with a visual clown, because it has 2 copies of the gene clown, it always passes on 1 copy of it. So everything would be het clown. So in this case, everything, because the mom's double visual, everything's double het DG clown. I can't do any worse than that. So if you can, you want to work with visual recessives, because at least you're not working with the pos het, the 50% or 66% outcomes, where it can drastically change the price of the animals, and how useful those babies are to you when you're producing more stuff. With my lightning pied clutches, for instance, we still can't test for MJ xanthic. So I can test for clown, which is why I took my male pied double het clown MJ and I bred into 2 lightning pieds this season, 2 double visual lightning pied females. What that did is that it guarantees that everything's pied, and it guarantees that everything that isn't a visual lightning pied is at the very least het MJ xanthic. I can't test for it, so that's the only way I can guarantee that my babies had it. And then I could test for clown. So that clutch that I had last week, I sent out 10 shed tests because they were pos het clown. I only had, I think I sent 8, and 3 came back positive so far. The other 2 are in the mail on the way to Charlie at Gray Rider. So hopefully I hit the odds even of 5 het clown, 5 non-het clown. So, if you're going to work with pos hets, I highly suggest you try to do it with snakes that you can actually test for. It made a big difference with my black xanthic stuff that I produced last year. The black-head leopard Mojave hypopied pos het black xanthics. Luckily, I kept both males back that I produced last season because one was het black xanthic, one wasn't. And the one I actually liked was the one that was not het black xanthic. So luckily, I kept them for a whole entire year to try to prove them out and waiting for the shed test to become available, which was the right choice, because if I would have sold the male that was het black xanthic, I would have been shooting myself in the foot. And now he's breeding to a bunch of snakes as well. So the pos het game can be tricky. You want to try to only work with making, like at the worst, 100% hets if you can. If not, if you're working with pos hets, try to make sure they're snakes that you can test the shed for. So in this clutch, I have the ability to make some cool DGs and some cool clowns. Obviously, if I make any DG clowns, that would be fantastic. I actually do not have any double visual DG clown males. I only have females. Both my males are actually double het DG clowns, so I don't even have any visual het combos in the male side of things. So I really want a double visual DG clown male here with a few genes. Obviously, the more genes, the better. But even a male that's a DG het clown or clown het DG that has 2 or 3 genes in it would even be an upgrade over what I'm currently working with. So, as long as I get a male in here that has a visual het combo with a couple codons, I'm going to be happy with it. And then obviously females I'll probably hold back as well, if they have a bunch of genes in them. Any double visual females I'll definitely keep because I only have 4 right now. They need to build up that production, which is what this whole year is all about. If you haven't seen any of my last videos, specifically with the DG Clown and DG Pied project, and Clown Pied, I'm just trying to make as many double visuals as I can. I'm building a foundation for the future. The market, it's sort of, I don't want to say flatlined, but it hasn't jumped up again, but it's not tanking anymore. I'm doing okay with selling some of my higher end snakes, but snakes are still selling really cheap. The auctions on Morph Market, sellers are getting crushed on those, and those prices are still really extremely low, I think, for some of those snakes that are selling. So in this sort of a market, my goal is to prep for next year and the year after, and to produce stuff that I need so that hopefully when the market sort of corrects itself up a little bit and comes to a happy medium between too high and too low, that I am producing things that are going to sell really easy for a decent amount of money. You have to kind of look ahead with this. You can't just be producing what people are buying right now or what's selling right now. So with these sorts of clutches, I want to make a bunch of DG Pieds so I have things grown up for a year or 2 from now, a bunch of DG Clowns, a bunch of Clown Pieds, a bunch of Lightning Pieds, so that in a year or 2 when those are producing, I'm actually producing some high-end stuff that people hopefully at that point will be buying more frequently. So I want to weigh these guys, weigh the female, get her cleaned off, put these in the incubator. I have another clutch that's expected that's dual sired. So it's a pastel clown het pied female. She was bred to the OD blade pied double het MJ clown male. But after I started breeding him to a bunch of females, and the Super OD YB Fire clown pied male started locking up, I actually changed her pairing to the Super OD YB Fire Clown Pied mill, trying to produce more clown pieds a little more easily, because the dad was only the first sire, the first male that I paired it to was only a pied head clown. I thought, you know what, I just need to get as many clown pieds as I can. So at that point, I switched over. So we'll see what comes out of that. Obviously, if you know, we had a higher ratio of clowns or clown pieds, we're good. If everything's OD in it, I'll know which dad it was. So let's get these guys weighed, cleaned up, candled. Small clutch, but I'm okay with it. And hopefully tomorrow's video is me pulling the other clutch. We'll see you guys then.